You know, when it comes down to these reboots, remakes, and spin-offs, a lot of the times, we didn't ask for it, we don't want it. But I gotta tell you, 2024 has been a crazy year, and here is another one in the win column, and nonetheless, I am very excited to get into the review of this one. So, folks, let's get into the review of the new film, Beverly Hills Cop, Axel F. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel today for another review. And today we're going to be reviewing the new film Beverly Hills Cop, Axel F, coming to Netflix July 3rd. Now, I am Mr. I didn't want it, I didn't ask for it. Why are we here when it comes down to touching some of these iconic IPs and films and television shows, titles, all that good stuff? But man, 2024 has been a strange year because Bad Boys 4, which I gotta be honest, I didn't have high hopes for that one, and they nailed it. And then this one, I was like, well, you know what? Eddie can't do no wrong. He hasn't missed a beat. And so I thought at least it would be okay, but they shattered my expectations with this film because it's really good. Up and down the board with the production of this film, it's really, really good. And I'm going to start off by saying, no matter if this is the first time you've ever watched a Beverly Hills Cop film, or you watched all of the Beverly Hills Cop film and you are a diehard, or maybe you watched a few because you liked Eddie Murphy and you just thought they were enjoyable films, it doesn't matter. They will give you what you need no matter how you got here. So I thought they did an amazing job in terms of the fan service for all the different categories here. And I also think for anybody stepping into the world of Beverly Hills Cop for the first time, I think this is an amazing first installment for yourself to check it out, to go back and appreciate the other classes. And you got to go back a little bit here because Eddie been doing this for a long time, folks. Going back to 1984, then 1987, then 1994. And then now it's 2024, and my man hasn't missed a beat. And he is joined by some others reprising their role as well, too. Judge, John Ashton, Paul Bronson. I mean, they come back and reprising the roles, and they step right back into these characters as if they played them yesterday. And then you have some new cast members, which we'll talk about in a second. But like, yeah, collectively, they make this film work. Everybody's getting their moments. You know, there's particulars with characters that you're looking out for. So yes, you're going to get some of the callbacks. Yeah, you're going to get the laugh. You're getting all of that. And I actually think of all the things I love about this film, the one bad thing I will say, and it's truly not a knock on the film, it's a knock on Netflix, is that this should have been in theaters. Even at minimum, a limited run. That this film is just that deserving, because when you watch this, it feels like it belongs in the theaters. From the music, the production, the action, and then obviously, you know, these characters and the actors are going to do what they got to do, and then the dialogue, the comedy, it's absolutely a Friday night must watch. But it's okay, because folks can check it out on Netflix, because everybody has Netflix, and that's not a problem. But I definitely think that this film does not deserve the title of streaming movie. It's beyond that, for real. But yeah, you know, this film, man, I had a really good time. And as I mentioned, you know, from the callbacks, people reprising a role, not missing a beat. I think that, you know, the older generation, this generation, whoever watches this, they're gonna have a great time. Now, I want to talk about some of the new people joining this franchise. One being Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who plays Detective Bobby Abbott. He will be teaming up with Eddie Murphy in his character Axel Foley, because all roads lead to going back to Beverly Hills, because Axel was in Detroit. But when he hears that his daughter's life is in danger, of course he's going to jump at the opportunity to do what he does best, and that's police work, especially when it has to do with his own flesh and blood. His daughter, Jane Foley, she may go by, is played by Taylour Paige. And I say she may go by because sometimes she's not so keen to that last name because they just don't have the best relationship. So Jane Saunders may be the name you may know her by certain times. But yeah, they got an interesting, father-daughter relationship that is definitely being worked on throughout this film. Now, along with that interesting dynamic, you also have the dynamic between Detective Bobby Abbott and Axel Foley, because their policing styles are totally different, but they do have a common goal, and that is the protection of Jane Foley Saunders, whatever she want to go by, whatever day of the week it is. And then with that, we can't really talk about the villain because there is a twist here, because if you read the synopsis, it will tell you that there is corruption, undercover conspiracy. So you know what that must mean. Internal Affairs must have a job to do. But with that being said, I think the twist is a little too obvious, a little too much in the forefront. But it's okay because the acting's so good that you just kind of enjoy it. And also, I got to tell you somebody else who's just having a fantastic year, and that's Kevin Bacon. Kevin Bacon plays Captain Grant, so obviously he has involvement as well with the interest of who's after Jane Saunders Foley, whatever she wants to be. But yeah, Kevin has been having a great year in character work. He just recently comes from the movie Maxine, and now just right after that, he's down with this one. So, I think Kevin Bacon, low key, should be somebody to keep your eyes out for the remaining part of the year. I don't know what else he has releasing, but for the last two films I've seen him in, I'm like, man, he is acting, but I can't tell you enough. Eddie being Eddie giving you the iconic laugh, great dialogue as always. I mean, how do you even write for this guy? He's just going to be able to improv about 90% of his work, and it's great, The music is great. The soundtrack, the score, obviously the iconic score, as I mentioned, and it adding that new rendition to it in this film. It's really, really great. I also would say even some supporting characters. So Afron Crocker, who's a comedian, he comes in as a valet in there, and he's hilarious in his 10 minutes of screen time. So collectively, everybody comes together to really make this film work. Again, I think that this film really blew my expectation, and I think that everything worked beyond the idea that it should have just been in theaters, but yes, you get to check it out streaming, so more people I guess get to watch it, more people get to talk about it, and I'll be a-okay. I'd be damn okay if they wanted to go with a Beverly Hills Cop 5, whatever that's going to be called. But yeah, this is good. Director Mark Molly comes in and just gives the fan what they want, gives new people opportunity to check out the world of Beverly Hills Cop. And I think that, when you take such a precious IP that so many people care about, and you able to do it justice when you did not have involvement with the previous films, and you get it right, I think you have to tip the hat that from the directing and the writing, the acting, just everybody, cinematography, because the action is insane. There's some crazy moments happening in this film. The action, by all means, does not let down one bit. I mean, bullets are flying. I mean, it's Beverly Hills Cop, except they in 2024, so the budget is better, the technology is better, but the laughs are still the same because they nailed the tone. Lil Nas X has original music. I mean, they really, really, really made this film work. I had a great time. It's really, really hard to find anything bad to say about this film because I don't think there is. I think if you know exactly what this film is about, then you know exactly what you're getting. And for the folks for the first time, I think you're going to be wowed that this film, over now a couple of generations now, still withstands the test of time of this franchise as being so good, and Eddie's coming back still being so good that they pulled this off, and the fans will not be complaining. The internet, Black Twitter, will not be mad asking, why did we get this? Because in fact, we got it, and we love it, and maybe we'll get some more. So nonetheless, through all the struggles of trying to figure out what the title of this film was going to be, Beverly Hills Cop Axel F is absolutely a must watch, and you want to check it out on Netflix July 3rd. Folks, once you check it out, drop in the comments. Let me know your thoughts about this one. Let me know your favorite scenes, your favorite moments, especially with all the OGs coming back and they having their moments and they're bringing these characters back to life and being able to get their shine on and being able to even have their callbacks executed and still work and years later. Like, yeah, you're gonna have a good time. I promise you will. But yeah, jump in the comments, let me know your thoughts about it once you do, and as always, stick around for more reviews and content very soon.